see.
I guess Jacob's going to miss out on the chitlins, ain't he?
All right, I think we're on. Let me see what kind of audio we got here.
Let's check our audio.
Before we got 9 people watching. Let us know if y'all can hear us.
Give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Let's see here. Wait a minute, I'm connected to Bluetooth though, so that's why I'm not getting any sound.
There you go.
What about now? Let's see. I think so. I think we're good.
We're good?
I think we're good, yes.
We're good? All right, we'll get started. We got any thumbs up to make sure?
No thumbs up. Abigail's watching.
Abigail, give us a thumbs up.
There's a thumbs up. Okay.
I wait 10 years. 3 hours later.
Okay.
All right, so welcome back. We got special guests here. Oh, my buddy Aaron Beverly.
How y'all doing?
Hey, before we get started, we always put God first. And I'm going to lead off with the word. So it's Proverbs. Let me go back here. It's Proverbs 3, verse 5. It says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not into thy own understanding. I was actually a little late getting this word, but I was going through what I've highlighted and studied and stuff like that, and that one just, boom, hit me out. Because trust is it's a hard thing to do, and a lot of people understand, like, trust it's hard to do, but easy to lose. So, trying to trust God in everything in your life that happens and stuff, sometimes it's hard to know, like, hey, I have to trust God and lean on Him and not my own understanding, because our own understanding is for a reason that we don't understand. That's why the Bible says that it's for God to understand. Yeah. And, I like that, because it's been times in my life I'm like, I do not understand that, and God's like, it's not for you to understand, buddy. Yeah. So, but yeah, take that with you this week. And if something happens or you're going through something right now and you go, God, I don't understand. Just remember that. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. Just remember that. Okay. Now we put God first. Don't look at this stuff right here. It's for a reason, okay? All right.
It looks really good on camera.
Oh, okay. It's 5-star meal. Here we go. So our last podcast was with Brett Hall. We got on the subject of chitlins, and everybody who was watching decided it'd be a good idea to have chitlins. And of course, my mom was all about it. She goes, I'll fix them. So, I thought we could slide her in the rug and not worry about it. But I got a phone call this morning. Mom said, hey, y'all still doing those chitlins? I fixed them. When you gonna come and get them? I was like, oh, okay. So here we are. We got chitlins and we're gonna try them live. Okay, so
I'll just say I seen her at the flea market this morning, and she said, I cannot wait to watch live tonight. So,
oh, man.
So,
oh, gosh.
I had a feeling that this was coming, but...
oh, God. Woo! Hallelujah. Oh, gosh. Listen.
And this comes from a man that brought them.
I bought them.
Now, you don't like them, right?
No. Me or my dad do not like them. So I'm taking one for the team here, buddy. Listen, I'll just get, here you go. There's one for me. There's 2. Oh, gosh. Pray for us.
I feel like Lamar's up here shaking on me.
Yeah, I am a little bit.
You have to get your game face on.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
There's no point in giving me more than one. I don't think I'm going to.
Here you go, Aaron.
Thanks, sir.
I feel like my buddy Brett Hall just set this up, because I remember listening to him talk about this. Yeah, boys. And I show up tonight, and here they are, and I'm eating them, and he's at the house.
Yeah, he's probably laughing. No, I got him. I got him.
Hey, I'm going to open a napkin.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Ahead of time.
I'm going to put some... Hey, shout out to, we call it Apple House, but Piggy Went Smoking for the coleslaw. We appreciate you guys. They're supposed to be watching live too, and I tell them give them a shout out, for the coleslaw.
I know that's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got good barbecue too.
Now, do you eat it with anything?
Yes, well, I was going to say. So
yes.
on this.
Listen. I don't. Everything else don't ever listen to me, but this you might want to. But put the coleslaw. Okay, I always put it on if I do try.
Put it on thick.
Put it on a little thick. Okay, cover that up a little bit right there. And then I call it the Emira's Emerald's Essence, but it's not really. It's the hot sauce. Okay.
Is this from the Apple House?
No.
Oh, have you had their house?
Yes,
I
it's
think
really
you told
good.
me about it.
It's really good. But this is Chesapeake right here. You know,
Okay.
everybody can Chesapeake. Yeah, that's Chesapeake. You wanna, put. Yeah, you might not be shy with that. Here you go. Oh, you like hot sauce?
Oh, yeah.
Here you go, right there.
That'll help anything.
Can you ever just eat them straight? Anybody eat them straight or no?
I don't know. I guess so.
I'm about to just take one straight.
You're not gonna use coleslaw or nothing.
I mean, maybe my second helping.
Woo! Here you go.
Yeah, let me have some of that.
There's
I'm right there with you, Devin.
All right.
It can't be.
Are we done
Come
now?
on now.
Yeah.
Lord bless
You wanna do one? You wanna do it one at a time?
No. I
Which
just
is
want to
all
Get it over with.
for one for all.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Let that sizzle in your spirit.
Delicious.
Good flavor, just not
Yeah, that's
texture.
good.
Yeah, y'all crazy.
That's delicious.
You gotta understand, I'll eat anything with Texas Pete.
Yes, I mean, you can't really taste anything but the Texas Pete. But
That's not bad.
Yeah, I should have
Y'all
put more.
crazy.
That's not bad at all.
You like it?
I wouldn't say that I like it. I mean, I'm just saying that, I just taste the Texas. It's that aftertaste that you get you.
Yeah.
You guys are tripping. That's all right.
It's the,
You like it?
That ain't bad.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
seriously. Honestly.
Man, I'll eat the coleslaw. Coleslaw hot sauce is
Coleslaw
good.
definitely good.
Come up that taste. Mm-hmm. Get this more.
I was gonna say, we ain't letting coleslaw go to waste.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I told you ahead of time, though.
She was on her way there to watch. This is April. She's on her way here to watch. She don't think she can handle the smell.
Yeah,
It's rough.
It's interesting.
I can't even smell them.
well, I can't
You
really
can't.
smell it, but
I
it's
think it's the
after.
aftertaste. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different, though, ain't it?
It is different.
Hey, y'all welcome to the cookout anytime now. Y'all try chilling.
There you go.
Hey, y'all can say that now.
Hey, see, Lamar kind of had me scared because he brought gum, and if you need gum to eat something, it must be pretty bad. So.
I would like to have some.
Okay, well, there you go.
Now,
Now, to your mom, thanks. I appreciate her the thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but no. She knows it.
I've had a lot of her cooking. She can cook about anything.
So before we get on with the rest of it, do you all like crawdads?
Yeah,
Yeah.
love 'em.
Okay.
Love 'em.
I had to make sure.
Yeah.
You was making me nervous with the chitlins here.
No, that's a different story. I like anything
Yeah.
seafood. I like seafood.
You know, we might order just if the hunting channel thing don't work out, we'll just start a food channel.
We can do that.
Oh, you
We can do that.
eat random stuff that,
Yeah.
that most people don't like.
Yeah,
I guarantee
yeah.
you people watch it.
Oh yeah.
Dandelions. You rate dandelions?
No, I've heard
Yeah,
they're
they're
good.
You, have you ever ate dandelion?
I'm happy, as a kid, they'd stick them in your mouth and you close your eyes and you about choke to death. But
Have you ate dandelion? Really?
Dandelions are good, man.
Man, listen, we was turkey hunting with Robert. I was with Robert last week. We were walking all of a sudden. Robert just bends over, grabs a dandelion, and he goes, "This is good for you." He starts eating it. I'm like,
Well, that's a little different.
I thought we was going to.
I see people bread them up and fry them.
That's
like
what I-
that.
That's what I heard. I heard people bread frying.
Wow.
Oh, Robert, old school. He
There you go,
just
Dad.
picks it up.
it's all yours, baby.
All right,
Hey,
thank you.
there you go. Yeah, have that.
Thank you.
Whew. Thanks, Mom.
You sure you don't want
Yes,
a second?
thank you,
But not again.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
I've tried it.
Man, can't wait for food.
I'm sorry. You
You
can
can
have
take
it
them
back.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Somebody said get you Ronald Ball said get you some pickled pig's feet. It's the best.
I never had pig's
I've
feet.
never
I ain't
tried
had
it.
'em.
You ever had pig's feet?
never tried that.
I've never
either.
had pig's feet.
I seen somebody eating chicken feet like that. I mean, they were going to town the other day. I forgot. Oh,
It's coming
there's the
down.
microphone.
Chillin's got Devin tore up over here.
Tore up. I had to get rid of that bag. Okay.
So let's catch up on turkey season, how our turkey season is going. Mine's not so good. I've only had one encounter actually with Tom, but that's it. No shot, thick, 9 yards out, and that's about it. I don't have the luck as somebody over here. I'm not gonna say no names, but he says it's been rough, but it ain't been as rough for him as it's been for everybody else.
Oh, we've had our rough mornings. It's just been, we've been blessed to be in the right spot at the right time.
Right.
Yeah.
But as far as the normal stuff, it's not been normal this year, and everybody that's come to the shop has pretty much said the same thing. It's
Really?
just,
It's
they're
not.
just, they'll
Yeah.
talk to you on the roost, and after that, they hit the ground, they're quiet. And for us, it's been 10 o'clock is like the golden hour.
Really?
After that, from 10 to 12 is when we've had all of our action. Before that, it's just been,
Really?
I'd as well be at the house eating bread and biscuits or something.
Now, have you like hit them gobble at the 10 o'clock mark,
Oh, yeah.
or they're laying the woods down with it?
Oh yeah, they was the two Thursday that come in. They were wide open. I never heard the first gobble that morning until I think it was like 10:15. The sun poked out and they started gobbling.
Oh wow!
So it took off quick. But I mean, other than that, it was just sitting there in the woods.
Yeah.
So it was just kind
See?
of one of those things.
See, everybody's different. I've only heard two gobbles. One morning was with Robert. As when you first got out of the vehicle, actually Robert heard it. And I was up for a different day. But once you got out of the vehicle, I mean, across the road, they was hammering it down. And then it's like as soon as they got fruits, it's just like silent and nothing. And I'll tell you, we've done a whole lot of walking this year. I've done more walking this year in turkey season than I have, I think, any other turkey season. And that whole thing, I'm like, it gets a little discouraging, but we're going to keep after it. Can't give up now.
That's why when it does happen, you appreciate it more.
Yeah. Appreciate it more. Now, Devin, have you heard any?
Well, the best I've heard them gobbling was on youth weekend.
Yeah.
But they really gobbled good then. And Toby, we seen about 3 gobblers that day. He got a shot at one, but I put it in that video. I probably shouldn't have let him shot it. It's a little too far for that 410, but I said we'll give it a crack anyway. But I went Wednesday, and I've only got to go 3 days, so. I mean, I had one gobbling. I had 3 I didn't get to go opening weekend, so the following weekend I had 3 that I was after, and they just stopped. So same thing.
Yeah.
And then I had one Wednesday, and he done the same thing. I went down to a bottom road and thought I'd try to come up or get him to come down the hill, and he stopped after that. So.
Actually, the gobbler I did see, he didn't gobble the first time. It just right place at the right time, and just would not come in. I mean, I don't know. Like Aaron said, it's really, really different this year. I don't know. Something's in the water. I guess I don't know. But people who have successes, I give them kudos for that because they're getting it done. Now you hunt with, I call Mr. Reeves. Now
Richard Reeves, and we hunt a lot, just deer and turkey a lot together. Blessed enough to get to travel a lot, and then me and Kyle Hills went once this year, and we came close that morning, but 100 yards, called it from probably 300 yards away.
Oh, wow.
And just he'd come into 100, and that's about as far as he wanted to come.
Right.
It's just there's it's me and the gentleman the other night was talking at the gym, and he first year turkey hunting, and I always find it interesting, just the little things that help people along the way, and we was talking, me and a little woman this evening, before we go, what y'all want to talk about? I said, I don't have to talk to Lamar, and he said, it's just play it by ear, and but I said, there's a lot of questions and answers, and obviously, that was one thing we was talking about the other night, is, even from inexperienced people that this is their first year turkey hunting, and people come to the shop, and I'm, get to talk to a lot of people, but the people that have never been, and a lot of times they might try stuff that is what people that's always turkey hunting would consider unorthodox, but they have success at it. So even from the first time hunter, I've learned stuff this year that from people that's never really been, but you learn something from them, and that's what I enjoy listening to these podcasts and stuff like that, because you can always learn something that, hey, you might find yourself in that situation to kill one of them, a turkey or a deer or whatever.
Well, since we, talking about learning experience, so when you've had turkeys, when you've had turkeys in 100 or at 90-yard mark, what is your technique you normally use to try to get them come on in?
For me, I'm the more aggressive guy. And that's, I guess, why me and Mr. Reeves or Richard that, we kind of get along, because he's more the let's hold up, and I'm the more, so between both of us averaging together, we kind of make it happen. But what for me is, if I can get within 100 yards, I feel pretty good.
Okay.
I know Devin just mentioned calling downhill, to come now. For most people, for me in my experience, and that's what one of the conversations that the other night, To me, it's a lot easier to get them to come uphill.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or get on the same elevation, and I've had that happen. I've been below one, called to him for like an hour one day, and he was just walking back and forth on a logging road. And he would, every time I would call, he would gobble. And, obviously, I try to, as they start coming, I just call less and less because, to make him feel like, he needs to come find out what's going on. But, that day I just, whenever he walked back out the longest from me, I ran back and then kind of got up where he was at and hit the call twice. And, just literally changing elevation by maybe 75 yards, he come running to me.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I mean, just by simple as that. But, and the biggest thing that I've learned in the past year by watching a lot of videos and is, with turkey hunting is, with deer hunting, I was always scared to make noise.
Right.
But if the turkey can't see you, obviously he expects to hear a noise. So if you hear that turkey coming up behind you, now obviously it can't be right behind you, but if it's 75 or if it's under here we got steep mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you can turn, you better make that move because it's not like he's going to just after he comes up on top come back out in front of you. He's going to walk up behind you.
Right.
So don't be scared to make those moves. And to me, is try to get I like to be above them. We're on the same elevation. And don't, if you're going to one, don't be calling as you're going to it.
Yeah.
Because he just thinks you're coming to him. Why would he come to you?
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Somebody told me the other day that if you just do a cluck by itself, that's a warning.
Yeah,
So to follow it with a yell.
You got to be very careful with the. I don't want to say it, a cluck and then the putt.
The putt.
So there's and they sound. It's very easy to make them sound similar on a call, but. I don't, and a lot of people worry about sounding good on a call. I mean, sure, we could all use more practice, but if you listen to some hens, they sound pretty terrible.
Yeah.
So, and obviously when I was young, I just went out there and was just making noise and was fortunate enough to kill a couple. But looking back, I'm like, how did I kill a turkey like that? But if you find the right bird, you can make it happen.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's good. See, that's good education. I like learning new stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody's technique's a little bit different, And I try to get level. I guess my thing is with them, and I've never had that mentality. Hey, get on top of them, stuff like that. And some people have. That bird Jacob Call killed last year. He was actually on top, and he said it was a hill like this, and his partner said it was 15, 20 yards straight up. He said he didn't think in the world that turkey would go up that steep hill. He said turkey came right up and topped, and he said, and there it is, right there, boom. And he said it happened so fast, and I was like, man, now that he's saying, I'm like, okay, maybe we can try to pair something, get on some top stuff.
Oh yeah.
Was that one you killed this week with hens?
No, it was two. They were probably 2-year-old birds together, and they were just gobbling, and like I was telling you all that, and it happened again, and I knew whenever I started calling to those birds that they were kind of to my right, and I said to myself, hey, you need to be able so you can shoot because there's just an old kind of logging road there, and I knew they was going to come down that, but to the left over, the holler was open, and I said, well, that's where they're going to come for this nice and easy.
Right.
No, they walked down that road, and I couldn't turn to my right and shoot them. So I could see them, and they got behind some briar bushes and gobbled for probably 20 minutes, and I could not shoot them. For 20 minutes I had to sit there, and finally they saw the decoy, which I had crawled up and got behind this log trying to get closer to them, not being patient. So as you see in the video, there's kind of like the gun barrels pointing in the sky, and so that was, me trying to get, because I actually saw my decoy and come to my decoy, which I guess if I would have just waited and, where I was originally at, they would have come right out in front of me to the decoy, but, it worked out, but, it's just it goes back to don't be scared to, if you know what in your mind what you need to do, you probably need to go ahead and do it before it gets too late and you're looking at them at 25 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I've been asking a lot of people, especially I guess, which one you like better, deer or turkey?
It's the one thing that I enjoy about turkey hunting, and that me and a lot of, and it's a ability to be able to go with you or Devin, and we can go and the fun factor is way better on turkey hunting.
Yeah.
Deer hunting to me has got so serious. You can't really talk about things, and people are so hush hush that the camaraderie, and that's why the turkey hunt that we do is so fun for us because And I think you come by, and there's a lot of people that are telling their experiences. It's kind of like being at deer camp.
Yeah.
But, you know, and because a lot of that is gone,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why the fun factor is there for turkey, but the rush that I get from a deer is way more.
Yeah.
You
That's
know.
me. That's
But,
me.
you know, and my buddy, Richard had missed one this week. You know, he was kind of down on himself. But, and I told him, I was like, well, you know, obviously it sucks. But, you know, the thing about turkeys is you can go tomorrow and shoot another turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that 150-inch deer. You know, so with a deer, you know, you might blow that one opportunity and that's it.
Yeah.
But with a turkey, the next turkey's the same, pretty much the same as the one you just missed.
Yeah.
You know, minus, you know, there's a few characteristical differences, but, you know, it's not that loss of a lifetime kind of deal. But, you know, but the answer to that question is, yeah, deer is probably, if I had to choose one, it would be deer. Yeah.
Now you go out west and hunt sometimes. Do you? I know the terrain is big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like hunting deer out west better, or you like hunting deer back in Southwest Virginia better?
You know, I guess for me, I like to be at the ability to roam and move and feel like you're making the moves to make it happen.
Right.
But, you know, out west is a special place. I mean, if you've never hunted farmland in Illinois, it's a blessing to be able to hunt that, but it's also, you know, you have to learn how to hunt it. As well as, you know, here, you got to learn how to hunt here.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's two different beasts in itself to be able to learn one from the other. But if I had to choose one, I would, you know, if you're considering Ohio in that mixture, you know, I would say
Ohio.
that I would pick the mountains in general versus, you know, farmland.
Oh, okay.
As far
That's
as
different.
you know, as far as enjoyable to,
Right.
you know, the ability to just be able to move around, because out there, you know, if you got 175, 200 acres, you know, half of it's cropland. So after they take the corn out of it, you've got, you know, 100 acres to hunt. So I mean, and it's not a lot, you know, but to pattern those deer is somewhat easier because you got a lot more just pinch points that if a deer is going to be in cover, he has to come through here.
Yeah.
Right.
But you go back to either the deer are there or they're not. So there's a lot of time sitting there kind of feeling like it's just crickets. You know, you're in the wrong place, but that's, you know, it's just different hunting. But, you know, the mountains are my home, so I guess that's,
home.
you know.
Home is where it's at. Which one you like? You ever been out west hunting?
Never been out west.
Been to West Virginia.
Been in West Virginia.
Close enough, right?
Hey man, it's easy hunting in West Virginia.
Was it?
Yeah, it's so it's right there where I live. Is right on the border of Ohio, so it's a lot of farmland and stuff, and it just seems easy. It's all flat, and the deer are real easy to pattern around here. You know, you got to actually hunt them down and stuff. So
Yeah.
but I love a challenge, so I like hunting.
Now,
You know, mountains and stuff more.
in West Virginia, their regulations is a little bit different from ours. Now, how big is a, you know, like, I know here, they don't go by, like, you know, 130, 140 class deer, you know. If you got a spot here, they blow them down here, you know. Like,
So a lot of the places I hunted in West Virginia were WMAs, and they all had antler restrictions of a 14-inch inside spread. So you would see a lot of really nice deer, just because you couldn't take anything smaller. So
How do you jump on a measuring before you shoot them?
so pretty much what I always went with is you'll know it when you see it. You know, well, you know it when you see it. You know, like you'll know that that's a legal deer or not. So if there's any question, maybe just let it go. And I don't think they'd be too hard on you anyway. But.
and you said they have, I remember you telling me they had fields they actually made.
Yeah, so the DNR would even plant like corn and beans and let people hunt it, and it was just,
Wow.
I mean, they do a lot up there.
Take notes, Virginia.
Yeah, they do a lot up there,
See
man. It
his
was
face?
cool.
Kentucky does the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, they do, just on their public land
Take
over
notes, Virginia.
So that's pretty cool, man.
there. What part of West Virginia did you live in?
I lived in Huntington, West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived
All
there
right.
for 6 years, so
Yeah.
tickled to be back home.
You hunt West Virginia?
I've hunted just a few times, but I've not got to hunt the bow-only counties, the ones I want to hunt, but I've not got really to hunt the ones like that you know, kind of are known for the big deer. But,
I was about to ask you, if you're paying for a good trip, you know, Illinois, wherever, you going with a bow or rifle or?
Oh, bow. I've pretty much just predominantly bow hunted and stuff since probably 2011.
Really?
Now, I'm not saying that a gun hasn't made it out a time or two, you know, but black powder and bow is probably my two favorite.
Yeah.
Virginia used to have the late season with the, you could shoot antlerless late season, and that was always a good trip. But they done away with, the week long of that in the place we used to hunt. So, now it's pretty much just bow all the way through. So.
Well, we've talked about this before in here, but if you don't bow hunt or muzzleload hunt in Virginia, you got 2 weeks. Really.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But of course, in Ohio, you've got 4 days or something like that if you gun hunt.
Really?
I didn't
I didn't know that.
And that I'm not sure if they have 2 gun seasons, but I do know that it's a very short window. It's 4 to 5, maybe 6 days, but it's short. It's not long, and it's not in November.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
I think it's 1st of December, but
Okay.
then they do have a muzzleloading season.
Right.
But none of it's like in November, just to keep down the harvest of those bucks when they're stupid.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
Now, for somebody who wants to go out west and hunt, tell us like when you start preparing, so they can know, hey, I need to do this a year in advance, 6 months in advance, or I can just go. How do you prepare to go out west when you're going to do hunts?
I guess in the business I've been in, we've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of people and network, which I can't stress the importance of networking. And I've even got online and just, people that you see online that's killed some good deer from areas. And I know it seems crazy, but, if you'll just message a lot of these people, it's just like us, somebody messages us that's out of state. I mean, I'm more than willing to say, hey, well, you could try here. I mean, obviously you're not going to put them in your honey hole.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
I have met some people that have really came through for us and really, helped us. But, now with technology, a lot of this public land and stuff, when we first started going out west, you didn't have Onyx maps to show and you would go to those plat maps and those like DNR offices and, well, here's this, and you go out here and, well, I think I'm on public land, because you've got a little old thing from the 70s or something like that.
Yeah.
And you don't know exactly where the boundaries are at, because a lot of, like in Illinois, the state forest is like a little square surrounded by, private land. So now you've got, Onyx, you can pretty much get an idea of if you got access, if you don't. But, to say that, anybody can do it now. You can just say, hey, but I mean, you got to get an idea of where you're going.
Yeah.
But, it don't hurt to, message some people in that area on Facebook, because we got Southwest Virginia deer hunters here. They got the same thing in Ohio, and just message some of those guys that, that kill some good deer. And say, if you were going up there, some of them may not tell you nothing.
Yeah.
But a lot of them will.
Yeah.
And I've found a lot more that have helped us out and just giving us a place. And the most thing is having a place to start, and then you can kind of dig in and do your own stuff from there. And but definitely it's worth it, and definitely make that trip. I try to push everybody that will to go.
I'm gonna try to go Ohio this year. I like to go Ohio and even bow hunt or muzzleload, but I want to go just to say, hey, I've been in Ohio to deer hunt for one. And to me, it's not always about the success. It's always just the experience. So I can say, hey, I've done that or something like that. And I always want to go out west too. I always want to go to Illinois.
Absolutely.
Anyways,
there's a lot of and that's the difference to me and to kind of just touch back on that subject is, for me, Illinois is if you want to see a lot of deer, I suggest Illinois. I mean, it's the place where you can go and see deer versus Ohio. We don't typically, it depends on obviously the county. After you get up into the farmland in Ohio, you're going to see more deer than you are in the mountainous region that a lot of people around here hunt. But the Illinois, you're for us, we've saw far more deer in Illinois than we have in Ohio, which is nice because from around here you don't see now. You see a lot more deer now than you used to.
Yeah.
But it keeps, especially if you got kids or something. That's what we talked about. Is I couldn't imagine being like Devin and stuff, like taking his kids there, because you keep your kid interested. Versus sitting out there all week and seeing one deer. When I was a kid, so.
Yeah.
This is the first year in a long time I've not killed one, because we used every opportunity for them.
Yeah.
I was done, which is fine. I'll do.
They got it done though.
They got it done. Yeah.
No, and I look back, when I was a kid, at Dad, what he did, like some of the mornings, walk for an hour before daylight, and by 9 o'clock I was froze to death, and we were walking back. You know, I'm sure he was ready to smack me, but you know, he persevered through it. But
Thank for people that took us hunting.
Yeah. And actually, you know, I'm glad you said that because we actually been talking in a deep group, start going to schools and talking to schools, you know, just like youth hunting, how they can get in, you know, taking a hunter safety class. And actually had my mom, she goes to a different church than I do. They had like an Easter egg hunt, and we went and to the Easter egg hunt, and you know, took the girls, and she come to me, she said, "Hey, this guy, you know, they know we do this podcast and Antlers Deep. They never been hunting. Would you take them?" I'm like, absolutely. You know, like I actually love that. Especially, he was a teenager too that wants to get out and enjoy the outdoors and stuff instead of being on video games or stuff like that. You know, hunting kept me out of a lot of trouble. It really did, and it opened my eyes. It definitely taught me patience. I don't have patience outside of hunting, but I do have it during hunting. If that makes sense.
You need to work on that, man.
Don't judge me.
Work on that.
It's just different. When you're in the woods, I don't know. It don't matter if it's turkey, deer. I just love getting in the woods at dark, watching the sunrise, and you know, something. You know, God's really like, boom, just doing this in front of you. Like, man, that's amazing. And you just really get a lot. I really get a lot of thinking done out there. You know, I think about a lot of stuff, and just a lot of my memories now have came from hunting or in a situation during hunting.
In those moments,
Yes. So I want to get kids out and be able to have those and share those, you know. And if they have a dream to do something like this or something like that, I want to, you know, support them and do that. So we're trying to, by the way, Watts County Christian School, if you're watching this, we're trying to get in there to talk to them. We want to start there. I'm excited for it, and hopefully, you know, I know we even talked about doing something. You know, find somebody who has like a little bit of land and like just teaching kids how to put up tree stands and stuff. Aaron gave me that idea and stuff, and I thought that was an awesome idea because, you know, safety courses for one, and I didn't know how to put it. YouTube taught me how to put a tree stand and stuff like that. So like that hands-on, somebody showing you. I'm a hands-on person anyway. Somebody shows me something, you know, like. I think when he said that, I'm like, man, that's awesome. You know, for our community, you know, we can do that and stuff like that. I'm going to try to make that happen.
Yeah. It could be just a simple things, little tricks that we've all learned. I mean, like I was saying earlier, you're never too old to learn because just little tricks along the way. But for, like you saying, the people that don't know it all, I mean, that could really be life-changing or you know, save somebody's life in general. You know?
Hey, you know, I've told people this. You know, my godfather got me out into hunting, but the other day I was going through my knives and stuff, and I still got the first knife he gave me. You know, he said, "Hey, when you kill a deer," he said, "you got to have a knife to gut it." You know, I didn't know. You know, when I first started hunting, if you kill a deer, you got to gut it. So I didn't know. So, you know, that knife, and I just looked at it and remembered literally everything he told me about, you know, gutting deer. My first time gutting deer with that knife, like it was just something that small, brought back some memories. So I was like, man, that's pretty awesome and stuff.
Another thing too is like with me, I hunted with my uncles and with my cousins, and that was really all that I hunted with. Well, once you get outside of your circle a little bit, I mean, you start learning a lot too. I mean, they taught me wonderful things. You know, it's just like being a musician. I've always said, if you're the best musician in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Because you'll never get any better than what you are. Same way with hunting or anything in life. If you're the best there in the room, you know, you need to find somebody that you can learn from. And so this is awesome. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why that we do this. You know, get other people's perspectives and grow.
I you know, just hearing Aaron talking about turkey hunting, I just literally learned some different techniques that I probably wouldn't never realize it, but just him just sitting here and talking with us, I learned. I'm like, okay, I can, you know, use that. And
I've heard this turkey the last 2 times, so this next time I go, I'm staying at the top of the ridge. So
when you kill it and give them like, that was close to Aaron shot. He told me to get on top of him.
It just and that's what's nice is and when you actually put those things you hear and put them into use and it comes together for you is when it really is like, wow, you know, that kind of pays off. You know, it's like. And you know, and it's not saying it's going to work every time. But you know, it's one of those things that kind of keep in your books of tactics. You know? So
we talked about traveling a little bit. Have you traveled any for turkey hunting? Where do you recommend it?
You know, that's something that I've I think I've gotten my buddy to the point to travel some now, and that's the hardest part in traveling. Is you've got to have somebody that you don't have to have, but it's nice to have somebody that's willing to travel with you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's in this day and age, it's hard to find somebody that's got time, and your schedule kind of goes with theirs. But after finally calling in a few and letting him shoot a few, he's finally to the point where so we've got some. I know if you want to kill turkeys, and I've not personally got to travel far. Illinois is probably the furthest we've killed one, but when you get to like the Merriams and the Rios and stuff like that, I was talking to a friend of mine in Nebraska the other day, and he was telling us, y'all need to come out, but he said he don't really consider turkey hunting out there. It's more like grocery shopping.
Oh, really?
Because those turkeys are just, I reckon they gobble for no reason. It's not like here, it's the biggest thing there is not, and it's just getting out there, because you're talking, I think it's 27 hours to where he's at. So, but you can, with some of the cheaper flights now, you can, but then again, it's a lot easier now if you know somebody, you can ship your guns and stuff to him versus trying to fly with guns, and because you run into a lot of money or they lose your guns. And, then I'm hoping that my travel for turkeys will increase some, but
that's awesome.
So I like to do that too, like just in general. I like to travel just hunting, period.
Oh yeah,
deer, turkey, just to get out there and do it.
And there's a lot of national forest out there, from what
in Nebraska,
and South Dakota. Krista and Rob with Stone Mill, they've traveled 2 years ago, I believe it was, I think they were going to Nebraska and ended up with the COVID and everything. They actually had to hunt in South Dakota. I maybe have that backwards, but I think that's what they did. And they were able to kill 2 while they were out there.
Oh, okay.
So, and it snowed on them, so.
That's crazy.
But it's a lot of fun, just like these podcasts and just watching people posting their stuff, and you feel like you're almost, if I'm at work and I'm watching you all or something out in the woods, it's like you feel like you're along for the journey.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say this about the onyx a minute ago you was talking about. I've hunted the same piece of land, our lease, we've had it for probably 20 years or going on it anyway, and I thought I knew everything there was to know about that piece of property. And I broke down this year and paid the $30 or whatever it is for onyx. And there was probably 200 or 300 acres that's on our lease on the boundaries. I had no idea about it. So it's worth it if you're thinking about it, swing for it. And you can learn some stuff. And I mark all my trail cameras and where I've seen sign, and it's neat.
One thing, not to interrupt you there, but it's in my mind. I'm a very, I guess, ADHD. I think too much. If I don't say it then, I'll forget it. But one thing that helped us that we, on some of the leases we've had, and anytime I think that I can give, but if you go through and if it's got roads on it, turn the track on for the roads. You can change the colors, whatever. But if you mark all your roads, and if you get, and that will help you correlate a lot. And especially if you find like where deer are moving, and typically if you can get pictures of a deer here, here, and here, and one thing that I've done and it's paid off a couple times for us is you can actually draw those lines between those deer, and see. And honestly, I was probably 20 yards shy of killing one of the biggest deer of my life just by drawing a line and saying, all right, these, I had a picture of him at like 9:30 here. And like 9:45 here, it's going to here, and then just kind of correlating a straight line how he got there.
That's great.
And was kind of figuring out how he got there just by drawing a line on onyx. Or being able to say, hey, you can travel this road in, because you may not realize that this road is just here.
Right.
If you've got all those roads marked, it helps a lot.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good knowledge right there. I didn't think about that.
This is the first year I've come down and bought some of them spy points off of y'all. And I love them, man. But they have killed me this year. I missed a massive buck by 13 minutes. I got a picture. I was on one mountain, and I got a notification. Here's this massive buck that walked in front of my trail camera at the other mountain. I was hauling, missed
Is
it
that
by
when you
13
put in a
minutes.
group and was like,
Yeah.
He said, can you believe this?
Yeah, they're a blessing and a curse all at the same time. It really is. 'Cause it's like rubbing it in your face. It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah, it was no good.
Speaking of, talking about Stone Mill, they've people who use their calls, they had a lot of success this year so far. What's your favorite call so far?
The one that I've used the most is the Crush, and then there's and Rob's going to kill me for this because I can't remember the name of the slate call, but the little slate call, I think it was the orange color on it, but it just sounds amazing. But those two is probably my favorite that I've used this year, and the birds just seem to have connected with it. But I sent him one the other day. He said he's going to work on his kind of something odd that he's never done, and I've never tried one. But if it works, y'all be hearing about it. But
I'm excited to hear. I like the Chris too, and the Chris part is one of my favorite. To be honest with you, I think all our plot calls are awesome. You know, I've came down there and played with them a few times, and it's almost like they're so good. You're like, man, I don't know which one I want. You know? So, but go ahead.
Like he was recommending one of the stone mills. See, I used to have this dead end diaphragm that I absolutely loved. Double reed with a V. Absolutely amazing sound. And then he recommended the stone mill.
Yeah.
Calls, and I thought, I don't know. I just want another dead end like I had. And, he was recommending one. Grayson was recommending another, and I got one of them. I don't remember the name of it, but man, that thing, that beats the crap out of that dead end I had. It sounds so good. Not that the dead end was bad, but man.
Also, I have to say too, the reverse platinum, it's close to. I like it pretty good too.
Yeah,
I like it pretty good. I'm gonna get with them, and I'm gonna try to get our logo on a glass. See if he can do that. I figured that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
I seen he has one of their logo and stuff. I figured try to get one of our logo in it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try the. You said it was a Crush, orange Crush.
Yeah, orange Crush.
Makes me think of them popsicles around there. Anyway, my cousin, he had a call. He said, Devin, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I ever lose this call. But it was like one of those, like the bat, the bat wing design on the diaphragm call, but it had a rip. It accidentally ripped, and he said, "Oh man," he said, "I love this," and I don't know how many turkeys I've killed with it. And so anyway, it's interesting, all those different calls and the sounds you can make, and so I have to try it out.
Now, speaking of it, let's go back to calls and stuff. When you go in the morning and stuff like that, what time do you normally start calling? Usually call. What call do you use? Like, get somebody who's never been turkey hunt before, and they'll go, I don't know when to go in the woods, when to start calling, or what call to use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's, I guess, as the old saying goes, less is more. Don't think that you can't call any, but. I guess the number one thing that people that when they started taking me, and I'm no expert by no means, but people started taking me. They said the biggest mistake you'll make is overcalling. Yeah. Because the natural thing is for the gobbler to go to the hen. I mean, the hens come to the gobbler when he's gobbling. Yeah. So obviously, if you call too much, then you're just giving him false hope that you're coming to him. But just a few little calls in the morning if you hear one gobble, I'll call to him just very little while he's on the roost. I mean, just enough if he'll answer me, I pretty much just shut up. Now I may, depending on just the way he sounds and how close I was able to get to him, if I'm real close, I'm not really saying much at all. But he's a little ways away, 100 plus yards, I may do, some fly down stuff, beat the old hat on the leg or something like that just to make it sound a little more realistic. Hey, maybe there's some turkeys over there. And if you got a buddy, we're finally starting to get where, some of my buddies, we've hunted and they'll call and I'll call and just kind of, interact a little and make it sound more realistic. But, just before they fly down, if you can get one to answer you, I mean, and there's a lot of people that, what I like about turkey hunting is a million different ways to do it. And everybody's got their own way, but just, to me, a little bit before they fly down, and then if you can get them answering you, to me, and that's why I like that. Everybody always told me, and I didn't have the patience, as you were saying a minute ago. Before, by 10 o'clock, if I hadn't heard one gobble, I was headed out of the woods, But, they always told me, and this year I'm like, you know what, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to stay to 12 o'clock, if I'm able to. But if you can get one, to me, to gobble after 10 o'clock, the odds of you killing them went up tremendously. I would say about 50, probably 50%. If all situations are correct, there's not a river or a road between you. But, if you can get one to gobble after 9:30, 10 o'clock, there's a good chance you're going to kill that bird, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I would say this. Don't let it intimidate you.
Yeah.
Because
don't be scared to call
right,
either,
yeah. And I've had them, which I've not had this happen this year, but I've had them gobble to me forgetting and slamming the truck door before. But,
and that's the best ones that'll gobble for not calling to them.
Yeah.
Because you can get in position before you ever have to start calling.
Yeah.
Which is a lot nicer.
Yeah.
That's good.
If you can find somebody to go with you too, especially if you're starting out, that's the best way to learn, I think. But,
oh yeah.
So.
Well, we got any comments?
No, they're talking about me eating these chitlins. Thought I was going to throw up. And, so that's about it. But anyway.
That's good.
Yeah. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you
We'll
good?
wrap this up.
Hey, let's. So for those of you that don't know, Aaron, and tell us where you at, your address and everything.
Beverly's Gun Shop, Coburn, Virginia, 310 Front Street, beside the old Frosty Bossy. Unfortunately, now it's no longer, but hopefully it will be reopened. But
yes, you ought to buy it in your spare time.
I miss smelling the onion rings and stuff like that when you go outside. But we're right there. I think this is our 40th year, so
40th year. That's
awesome.
It's been a day or two.
They got everything you need. Got a nice bow shop,
Yep.
and y'all sell
Matthews
and Hoyt.
Yep.
Awesome.
And thankfully things are starting to come back around some. The inventory's starting to go back up now. Finally starting to fill in some holes that we've not in 2 years. So, which is nice.
Yeah.
So hopefully this year you'll be able to just get what you want versus kind of getting what is just there. So.
Yeah.
But one thing I will tell everybody is, if you do find some hunting ammo now, I would just go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
And years ago, not to get on another tangent, but years ago, people would come in and buy a box a year. You come in and get a refill. But, after seeing what happened the last 2 years and just the shortages, to me, if you got a rifle a caliber that you're going to have, go ahead and buy those 200 to 5, because if you got 500 rounds for a hunting rifle, that could last you a lifetime. Just shooting a couple rounds a year to make sure you're still zeroed, and that way you're not. Because I felt terrible. There was youth season was going on.
Yeah.
And there was literally people who didn't have shells.
Yeah.
We were giving maybe 4 or 5 shells to a kid so he can go try to kill a deer.
Yeah.
But it was just crazy that there was just no shells. But and for a lot of people, they got one rifle, or they might have a lot of pistols, but they got one hunting rifle.
Yeah.
And you can't find 30-06 or whatever nowhere.
Yeah.
And even if it's crazy.
I bought the boys at 6.5 last year, and I felt like I was doing drug deals trying to get people. I was meeting people in Walmart parking lot, picking up shells, and because you couldn't get them. But I learned my lesson. I'll buy some ahead this year. So
So make sure you check them out.
Yes.
At Beverly's Gun and Pawn Shop in Coburn, Virginia. They've definitely been a blessing to us, and we're glad to have them and stuff. And we're glad to have you on this
appreciate y'all having me.
podcast. So it's been great. It's been awesome.
you can take these home if you want to. Nathaniel might. You have to fight them for him.
I'll let him have them. I'm not going to fight him for them, that's for sure.
They're a little rough.
Well,
Appreciate that.
thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We'll
Thank you.
sign off. Appreciate y'all watching.
All right, see you.